this pride. But we wanted to, but we really wanted to congratulate our head coach, you know, since he had, you know, be in charge. Make sure all y'all got us together. Make sure the boys got together. So for that, we got this done for him. We can't take all the credit. We can't take all the credit. Miss Diana, you know, helped get us hooked up with it. You know, and then Aaliyah on the slide got the boys and they rushed themselves, got the pictures for you. So this is just our way of saying thank you, and we appreciate everything that you do for our young men. All right. Come on, man. Let's go. All right. So, our speaker. I wish I could take credit for this too, but I can't take all the credit. I gotta give Aaliyah credit on this one too because this project came together without her. But go ahead and unravel the papers that are in front of you, coaches. You can unravel yours too. Be careful, it's okay. You want to make sure it came out.
I'll do that. I'm like, don't retry it back there. I don't know about that gate pad or whatever.
Grab a seat. We're going to go ahead and go through the awards and certificates. First and foremost, just want to say thank you for taking the time and coming by and just hanging out with us and celebrating a really good season that the boys put together. A lot of people wanted to talk to me about it, and like, you know, all of a sudden there's people who have this like sudden interest in what we do here and things, and yet like I don't have any answers for anybody and things. You know, these guys up here on the stage, the staff, we're missing one. We're missing one. He's not here right now. But they work relentlessly to prepare a game plan every week. They work relentlessly to make sure that the kids and your boys are as ready as they can be to go out there and essentially take something from someone. That's what football is at the end of the day. It's, you have to go out there with your 11 guys and you have to take a win from somebody because they're going to do everything they can to hang on to it. And that's one of the things that that's one of the ways that we've approached it. You know, we studied, and it's interesting to like watch the University of Washington, you know, kind of rise through the ranks and have the success that they've had, because they say something that we say a lot and things. And honestly, I don't even know if that's where I heard it first. But you know, for us, the goal is the same every week. Every time we strap up on Mondays, whether it's JV and the C team, whether it's practice, whether it's a walkthrough, the goal is the same every week. What's the goal? What's the goal? Want to know. And as you listen and watch the University of Washington, you hear that over and over and over. And I just keep trying to like jog my memory about like, is that where you even got that from and things. But it served them well. It definitely served us well. And really what it did was it crystallized the effort and the focus that the boys needed and things. So, you know, there's a lot of people who are really proud of these boys. You should be as well and things, man. They did a great job this year. For all of the accolades and all of the comments and the compliments that people give me and give the staff, at the end of the day, we don't get to play. And that's one of the things that we try to impress upon them every day, is that ultimately we prepare you as best we can, but you're going to go out on the field, you're going to go win a game, or you're going to go lose a game. And you know, more often than not, this year they figured out how to go win and things. And so we're hoping that, like, as we move forward, it's just kind of like the foundation that's been set, and that these next group of kids and these next group of underclassmen who are going to be seniors next year and juniors and sophomores, that they carry that forward and make sure that the kids that come in as freshmen next year understand and things, that this is how things work and this is how we do things. And that if you do the things that we asked you to do, that ultimately you'll have a chance to be successful and things. And even beyond football, we try to make sure that they understand that these things are transferable and stuff. These skills and these mindsets and these approaches are transferable to everything you do outside of football. But obviously for us, football was the focus, and they did a heck of a job, man. So if I could just have you give them a round of applause. These boys did a great job this year. I'm just gonna have the staff introduce themselves real quick and give like their quick, they don't have to say anything other than who they are and just kind of what positions they coach. These are the guys that are responsible, honestly, day in and day out for making sure that your child and our team is ready to go from an individual level and things. And I can't, you know, I tell everybody who will listen, who's willing to listen, we have the best staff like in the league and things. And you know, I know every coach feels really strongly about their staff, but these guys they're the perfect staff for our kids and things. You know, all the other staffs do a good job, but this is who our boys needed and things, and they show up every day for them. So I'm just gonna have them introduce themselves, their positions and what they coach, and then we'll get to handing out the certificates and the awards, and celebrating and wrapping up so that we can get this place cleaned up and y'all can get home, because you got school tomorrow and stuff. So I'll start left to right, or my left, your right to left this way. So
my name is Zachariah Silva. I coach the O-line.
Clark Colvin, quarterbacks, offense coordinator.
Coach Clay, running backs and linebackers. The one thing I wanted to add something. As Coach Matt was talking, the biggest thing about it is these boys have been together since they've been freshmen. I think just them coming up together, a lot of them started off as freshmen, took their lumps, and every year they kept building. And now we're starting to cash out on that now. And so again, finally getting to where we want to, but I think the biggest thing is that these boys have played together now for the last few years, and so that's a huge part of our success.
Coach Green, DBs, receivers.
Coach Cook, linebackers, D coordinator.
Coach Junior, DBs and skills.
and then Coach Usso's not here. He's just not here and stuff. But he shows up. He's here every day for these kids. That door over there in his classroom, 600 is filled with football kids every day, almost to the point of him just ready to kick everybody out and things. So again, these guys are primarily responsible for how your kids perform week in and week out, because they have their hands on them the most from a practice standpoint and things. I pitch in wherever I need to and help with all the game planning and stuff, and put the things together week to week as a staff. But when it comes time to practice, they have their fingerprints are all over what these kids did. So I appreciate all of them. I don't have a certificate for them. We don't got paper like that around here and things, but you know, they know, and the boys know just kind of who they are and how important they are and stuff. So we're gonna go through it fairly quick. We're gonna get through it fairly quickly. I realized as I was unpacking the packet that they gave me with all the certificates and all of the pins and the letters and the bars and whatnot, that there's a lot of things that are missing here and things. So as we go through, I'm gonna highlight a couple of people who should have other certificates here that just weren't printed. They will be printed, you will get them, I promise, and things. But I do want to recognize the accomplishments that they've had, and we're lucky to have a lot of them. So for some of these guys, as they come up, you'll hear kind of a litany of things that they've accomplished, and we'll just kind of highlight some of those things as we go through and stuff. And then again, the certificates and the kind of the actual award part of it will be printed in the office. I'll let them know tomorrow that they definitely missed a few of them and stuff, and we'll get those done for you and things. All right, so we're gonna start off with just kind of making sure that we recognize the folks who basically were part of the team, but like didn't quite reach varsity letter status. And there's a lot of reasons for it. For some of them, it was injury. For others, it was just kind of where they were experience-wise. And then for others, it was just a matter of like coming in late and then not being able to suit up in the amount of time that they would have needed to secure a varsity letter. But they're all here. They all stuck it out to the end, and were a big part of what we did every day out here in the practice field and things. Whether that was just kind of hauling equipment, whether that was making sure that the managers had help with water, whether that was just like being a kind of a body when we needed people to mark in. And so these guys were a huge part of what we do. A lot of them are young and things, and then we're expecting them to kind of take that next step as we transition into the off season, which we'll talk about here right at the end when we're done here. So the first person I want to start with is a senior. He came into us late and just didn't have enough time on the calendar to really make a mark into a letter from a varsity standpoint. But he was out there every day, and he showed up for us consistently, and I appreciate him for it, and look forward to seeing what he chooses to do going forward in the future. So Jordan McLean. The next person was someone who got injured and just kind of like could not get right, but he's gonna get there though. And we're expecting some things from him next year, but first and foremost, we want him to be healthy and stuff. So Jalen Hartman. This young man was someone who came into us late, fought his way through a lot of red tape to get on the field, and then unfortunately fell injured right in that first game back. And we're looking forward to getting him into the offseason, getting him healthy. He's gonna be a big deal for what we do next year and stuff. So Dylan Murray Walker. The next guy, another junior who came back to us from California and things. I don't know who's here. Bones. No? Who? Okay. So this is for a kid who we're looking forward to getting him back into the fold. He's in the weight room already, looking to add weight, man. He's a tall, lanky dude. We're looking to put about 30 on him this offseason. So this is for Andrew Zelle. This next certificate goes to someone who came on for the first time and kept things interesting all the time and things. So we're looking forward to seeing kind of what ways he can contribute for us next year. But he's a handful, man, and I appreciate him for being so. Osmond, this is for you. The next two guys, and there should be three of them, but I will make sure the third one gets printed and then I get that to you tomorrow. But they're three of a kind, triplets. They keep everything super active and stuff. And so one of them went down with the injury, which is kind of a bummer because like he loves football, and we don't know like whether he's gonna be able to play again. So whether he is or whether he can or can't, we definitely plan on like finding a role for him to stay a part of the program and to support his brothers however he can and stuff. So Javen, Kingston, and Caden. This next one goes out to one of a kind, man. This dude is he's another person, man. We have a lot of characters on our team, man. This guy is one of the biggest, probably even bigger than he thinks he is himself most of the time. So we appreciate his effort. We appreciate him showing up. He keeps everything moving. And more than anything, he just does what he's asked to do from a coaching standpoint, which you can't ask for anything more. Robert Van Linden. We're getting into some of our freshmen now. We're looking forward to seeing some things from them next year as well. We're going to run through them pretty good. They had a pretty good JVC year. Most of them all played JV, and you know, sometimes took some on the chin, but they all showed up in practice and gave good effort. This kid is one of those kids who, you know, has an interesting future in terms of like what his potential could be, and it really is just a matter of work and stuff. So, you know, you go out there and you work for what you want, man. Nothing's impossible. So, Tresden Bleaton. Yeah. The next guy is someone who we just met with today, and as a coaching staff, we definitely think that, like, from an athletic perspective, like, he's ready to go now and things. But sometimes it just takes a little while to get, like, kind of like emotionally and mentally caught up to what our body is and stuff. So we're looking forward to him being on the field next year and contributing in a big way. It really is just a matter of like belief and self-belief. So this is for let me see. Let's see, another freshman here. Got a chance to play a little bit on special teams. Got a chance to get on the field some as a backup and things. And honestly, like, has probably one of the higher ceilings of all of our ninth graders in terms of what he can be at the end of it and stuff. He has big shoes to fill. He's got a brother who's walking out of here as like a first-team all-league linebacker and things. And so, like, if you grow to be that and have a chance, you know, that should be the goal. Shoot to be better than that and stuff, right? Challenge yourself that way. Chester Malelatala. Next kid he got kind of an injury bug as well and things early in the year, but he showed up and he's one of the more interesting guys on our team as a ninth grader and things. The best part of practice sometimes was watching him and his running backs coach. Just kind of have these like back and forth conversations and things, man. But he came out and when he was ready to go, or when he was able to go, always wanted to jump in there when possible and things. So there were also times when we had to force him in there and things. But as a freshman, you know what? It's just a learning curve, man. So appreciate his effort, his time, and his consistency is just showing up. So Malachi Thompson. And then the last of these awards goes to another kid who honestly changed night and day, or has like transformed himself physically over the span of, when did he show up? June? over the span of like 6 months and things. Just kind of like, here's a kid that you could tell had grown really fast and gotten tall all of a sudden because he was just all arms and legs when he arrived and things. And yet, as we're watching practices at the end of the season and going into the playoffs, he starts to pop off the field a little bit more in terms of like seeing him make plays and seeing him be more fluid and really kind of growing into his own things. So we're looking forward to a pretty big offseason for him, and we expect him to be in the mix somewhere next year as well as the 10th grader, which is a heck of an accomplishment. So Caden Yerby, nice job.
What you gonna do? I miss my Uncle Charles.
All right, these are the varsity letters. Some of these guys are going to get letters. Some of them are going to get a pin, which means that this is their second time lettering in varsity. And then some of them will get a bar, which will mean that it's either their third or fourth letter and things. Where we come from, they do patches and stuff, but we do pins and bars here, I guess. It's a Washington thing, apparently, and stuff. So I'm just going to run through. These will be, certificates will be picked up by, at your position coach, and then just work your way accordingly across. All right. First one goes out, and we're gonna start freshmen to seniors. It looks like. Yep. First one goes out to, and then he gets his first letter. First letter. He's a kid that we have all the expectation in the world for. He also, like Chester, has a pretty big shoes to step into or to follow. Both as his brother as a football player, his brother as a wrestler from a few years ago. Like he has shoes to fill and things. Fortunately, he's got big feet, man. So like he's gonna come out here and make it happen and stuff. We have all the faith in the world in him. Idris, I like her.
Go get you another plate.
The next guy in our secondary was he also earned a couple other things. Same thing with drills, bro. He was a first team all-league safety. He was in the conversation for defensive back of the year. And honestly, we expect him to be in the conversation next year for defensive player of the year and things. So this is letter, and he gets a pin as a second year letterman. As a 10th grader, which means he's on his way to collecting letters all 4 years. This is to Jasani Crum. The final one for the skill set, Coach Green, is for a young man this is his fourth varsity letter. He came in as a freshman, had no idea what he was doing, and led the team in interceptions in his COVID year, and he's just kind of grown steadily over the course of the last 4 years. Just recently decided he wanted to play college football and things, and so we're going to work like crazy to get him a chance. And the reality is that athletically, he's ready to go now and things, and so it's just a matter of getting him an opportunity. He's going to be fine. This is Saul Ramirez's fourth letter. Saul was also one of our captains this year. He was also voted by the coaches in the league as second team wide receiver and a second team defensive back this year, so he's had a great year. He should have been first team defensive back, which I think we all understand. Nice job. I guess we do kind of have a kicking coach in. We do kind of. This young man came onto the field and came onto the program out of like nowhere. Literally just showed up one day, and we're like, you know, he's lifting weights. Nobody knows who he is, and we're just like, you know, eventually he comes over and introduces himself. Said he's a soccer player and he wants to play football. And we're like, hey man, like come through and just like we're looking for anybody we can. Just come through and have fun, work hard, and we'll see what happens. Basically, spent the first 4 weeks of the season working out as a wide receiver and a cornerback. Wanted to kick. We really had no opportunity to kick. He had never done anything but kickoffs, and then we get to the Tahoma game, and we find ourselves tied at the end of the game, and all kinds of craziness goes on, and then the craziest thing in the world comes to my mind is like, hey, we're gonna kick a field goal. And so I turn around and I call this kid, and I'm yelling for his name, and I see him over here on this side of the sideline, looking at me like I'm not talking to him, and when I tell him to come over, his eyes are like that big and stuff, right? Because we had never practiced field goal, just none of that. I have every coach around me yelling something different. I have a coach in my ear talking about the 5 plays that he has ready to go. Briar's running up to me about the run play that he can run in 18 yards out. And so I'm just like, you know what, we're good, man. We're like, send him out there. And the first time we send him out there, I look up, and the ball is here. Normally the kicker's supposed to be there, and Angel's standing here, looking at the ball, about to kick it that way. And I'm just like, come screaming for our kicking coach. He comes over, I'm like, yo, you gotta fix that, man. I don't know what that is. They talk it out, and then, I was just telling him today, the coolest thing about that was that he didn't even see the ball go through. That's how certain he was. When he hit it, he knew it was going in. He kicked the ball, I'm watching it go through, I'm running that way, and he's already running this way. And then the next thing I know, the entire team is running that way. And I'm standing over there with Ryan and stuff as we're trying to work backwards and stuff. But he had a great year, man. Also, he was also our special teams player. So we did this to him. The other interesting thing about Angel Estrada is that the boys nicknamed him Chile for forever. And when I asked him where his family's from, I just assumed they're from Chile. They're from Mexico. And so I'm just like, I don't understand these kids, but special teams player of the year, first year letterman, and it's going to be a heck of a kicker for us next year, man. Angel Estrada. All right, this young man right here, we're going to switch positions and head down to the big dogs. This guy down here, or right here, is a second-year letterman. He should be getting a pin this time. Yep. So, he shows up. Yeah, there's a little football pin. He shows up every day and works, man. Right now, he's out here busting it on the wrestling mat and stuff. Dependable as all can be, man. So we appreciate his efforts. We expect him to be in the mix for a lot of playing time next year, both offensively and defensively. And we're looking forward to just kind of seeing what that looks like for him. So this goes to Brayden Todd. The next one was for a young man who was voted second team O-line by the league coaches. And honestly, for us, he's been more than we could have ever wished for and things. He's going to have a pretty big year for us. The goal is for him to be a first team lineman next year. And he's already at work on it. So super proud of his progression and looking forward to see where he ends up. So this is from Nick Leoso. Next one is for Uncle Brother. The next one is for a kid who's honestly he's played through a lot. He's played through illness, he's played through injury, and he just keeps showing up and things. He wasn't sure if he wanted to play this year, but we're glad he came out, man. It wouldn't have been the same without him. We give him probably not quite as much of a hard time as we give Nick, but he's not too far behind and stuff. But we love him to death. He's out there, he's going to have a pretty good rest of the season. We're expecting him to take a shot at making it to the state tournament this year. That's just kind of work ethic he has. So this is for Jace Blessing Peretti. The next one goes out to a young man who also was the first team offensive lineman, first team defensive lineman as voted by the coaches in our league. He's one of the kids that is the offensive lineman of the year, or lineman of the year for us, and he's team captain this year. So his progression has been meteoric, to say the least. He came in as a freshman, started and threw him into the fire. Actually came in and had no idea who he was as a football player. He was a tight end. Okay. He definitely wasn't a tight end, but we lined him up out there. But he's really built himself into a really great lineman. Honestly, next year the goal is all-state. He's in line to be like fight for an all-state lineman spot. So we're super proud of him. He's out there in the rest of the match as well, get right and things. So you see, man, we got so many things to look forward to. All right, the next one here goes to a descendant of ours. Brand new to the program, came in and just like, honestly was a huge linchpin for us because it allowed us to do so many different things. He's someone that'll be playing somewhere next year on Saturdays in college and things, and we're excited to see where he lands and what he can do. Some college coaches have been a really good football player and things. This one goes out to Gentry T. Lavelle. Who also was the first team lineman for us. So. Who also is a wrestler. Yeah. Next one is someone that we're going to miss a lot and things. He's probably one of the biggest characters on our team, but he's also one of the kids that's been here and seen it through for 4 years and things. He has probably the most interesting blocking style in all of the league. He just runs really fast at you and falls down. And so he had a pretty good year. He's come through a lot, and I'm proud personally. Personally, as his uncle and as someone who's helped raise him, I'm proud of the man he's become. Football player wise, you know what, man? You made it and stuff. So I love you. And this one here is for Jonah Lowell. This next one here, Jonah Moses is way up here. Come on, man. This next one here was a guy who came out last year. Honestly, I'm glad he came back out and made it work this year. Again, we have a lot of characters on our team, man. He's one of them, man. He's out here. He is a self-made man and things, and we're super proud of him, man. And I'm glad he stuck it through. He had to work through an injury, but he made it work and things. So this one here goes to Isaiah Caesar.
He had a pick. He did have a pick last year.
All right, I'm gonna circle back to a couple people that got into basketball practice. This one here goes to a kid who joined our program from Hazen High School out in Brayton. We have a very different way of doing things, and he adapted, and he's been a good addition to the team. He's a great spirit, fits in well with the boys, and just has like a nice, easy demeanor to him that's easy to cheer for him and things. So I'm excited for his future and what he decides to do going forward. This is what Trevay Alfred.
Speak up.
This next one is for a young man who came to us mid-season last year, didn't necessarily have the chance to get it going, and then got hurt and stuff, and he found his way back from an injury and played a lot of meaningful minutes for us this year. He's got to see the roof is like crazy high for what he can be and stuff, and we're looking forward to seeing him like realize that. So this is first letter for Sam Corbett.
Just had practice. This day he's the same.
Same way tied through, huh?
All right, last big for us. Got up off the floor outside the office and decided he wanted to play football and things. And so we're super glad that he came through and made it work for us. He was a huge inspiration to just kind of watch him work. Showed up every day, had the right energy, loved just kind of being out there with his guys, and essentially would end up, when we were talking today, would end up going home hoarse a lot of times just from like hollering and just having the time of his life down there with his teammates and his brothers and things. So we're super glad that he decided to come back out and play football. We wish he would have came out earlier and stuff as a senior, but he made the most of his time, and we wouldn't change anything for the world. So he is also the winner of the 2023 Dom Cooks Award as Most Inspirational Player. This is for Lario Stour.
This is the way they go.
All right, the next guy here was a freshman, came in, really had no expectations, and then we threw him in live right away, like as soon as we got him, and just watched him grow through all the bumps and bruises and things. He got hollered at a lot for not knowing what he was doing all the time, but the one thing that was never in question was his effort and his want to. He probably made one of the biggest plays, one of the two biggest plays in the Fred away game when he converted a 4th and 10 or 4th and 7, I guess, by running over a couple of dudes and just keeping it moving to go get a first down and stuff. And so that really is kind of the picture perfect epitome of his progression and how he learned to take on challenges and things. He's someone who has, we expect him to be ready to go next year as one of the guys in our league and things. He was second team all-league tight end as a freshman. He's only going to get better from there, and like the future is crazy bright for this young guy and stuff. He also is the 2023 Brad J.C. Clay Freshman of the Year and things for our team. This first letter goes to Omaha Lucy. Next up, speaking of getting yelled at a lot and things, this kid, man, he's probably the most resilient kid that I've seen in a long time and things for what we've asked him to do over the last 3 years, for the expectation that we put on him, and also for like the way we hold him to that expectation and things. And yet somehow he just keeps showing up and making plays and stuff. And even when you think like he's just done something like unforgivable, he goes out and makes it right on his own by doing something even crazier than what he just did and things. And so he's grown leaps and bounds from the time we threw him in as a 9th grader during the COVID year to now and stuff. And so It's crazy to think that he's part of that class. He's going to be seniors next year. But we expect him to have a monster year next year as he transitions and gets himself ready and plays for an opportunity to play in college. And I'm super proud of how far he's come, and looking to push him to the next level. So this goes third letter, which is a bar, I think, for 8, Spencer Holloway. He's also voted second team all league from the league coaches as well. They have a lot of respect for him. The only reason he wasn't voted first team all league, some kid at Kennedy threw for like 35 touchdowns or whatever. So yay to that kid, I guess. Next guy up in this section, first team all league guy as well. We had a lot of guys who made first team and second team. This year we had 11 total and things. This guy right here is top of the list. Probably one of the best wide receivers in the league, and everybody knows him and things, even though, like, numbers-wise, he'll be better and things, right? But the threat of what he can do and what he's shown kept people honest. There's, like, defensive coordinators who told us flat out. He's the only reason we didn't just send the house and stuff, right? And just the fact that people are worried about him going over the top is a big deal. And so he's going to have a great year next year, and we can't wait to see it. And things. This is Maddox Hayler's third Maddox Hayler's third letter, so you got a bar as well. Man, the ceiling's like, it's going to be a crazy year for you next year. This kid right here, maybe you want to pull your hair out sometimes. Maybe you want to pull my hair out sometimes. Maybe you want to pull his hair out most of the time and things. But you know what? He's definitely the epitome of bouncing back and stuff. And so we're super proud of the way that he just continues to show up. He had some bumps in the road this year, but like we all did when we're 10th graders, he's going to learn from him, and he's going to be a great football player next year and things. He'll be an all-league guy next year, hands down, no doubt. I can guarantee that right now and things. This is for Michael Avili. All right, this one right here is also the recipient of, he's also the recipient of the 2023, he's one of two guys, actually. 2023 Quincy Salu Most Improved Player Award. There's not even anything like really needed to say. The guy basically willed himself into an honorable mention, all-league linebacker and things, and just consistently found himself in the right place. Even when we thought he was messed up or he messed something up, we realized that we had to apologize to him because he was in the right place at the right time. He's got some athletic things that he's working on. He's going to make a lot of plays next year, man. So we're super proud of his progression. Again, he's one half of the most improved player. I almost forgot to give this to the other one. The other one is for Nick Leoso. So we had two. We split our most improved player award between Ben Farrell and Nick Leoso. Another linebacker, first team all-league linebacker, one of two that we had and things. He got everything together finally as a senior, really dedicated himself to football and made a huge impression on just our defense as well as on the league and things. we're gonna see where he lands, but we're excited to see what his future holds and stuff, man. So great job, and his first letter. Second letter, Scorpion, for Eldon Malele-Tala. This next one goes to a young man who came to our program about the spring of last year. Was coming off of a knee surgery or a knee injury and has never really stopped rehabbing that thing and stuff. And so this was his first year he was able to finish the season healthy, and man, he earned every bit of it, man. So we're super proud of the work that he puts in. He's the kind of guy that like every team needs and stuff, right? And so he was also like, from the coaches, determined to be the scout team player of the year. Everyone on the offense hated playing against him on defense because there was no quit in him and things. And he made the offense better just by showing up and doing what he does and stuff. And so we're super proud of him and where he's heading. This is for senior Zaire Jarman. The last four linebackers, this guy who has meant everything to this program. He's one of a handful of kids who's given everything to the program over the last 4 years. He came in and we threw him to the Wolves right away as a 140-pound freshman and things. Now, over the past 4 years, he hasn't gained all that much weight, but he's a good 175, I guess. 173, 172.6, I think. Something like that.
My bad, 171.
But he's played every year. He's played bigger than what he is. He has the heart of a champion. He's going to go play college football next year. We were unfortunately lost him to a broken collarbone in the Tahoma game, in Game 5. And honestly, if he's on the field for that game, it's probably not as close as it ended up being. And things. He's that big of a difference maker. So much so that the league coaches understand who he is as a football player, and he was also voted second team linebacker and an honorable mention at running back, even though he only played less than half the season. So he is a 4-year letterman. He is captain, one of the captains on the team, along with Maddox and Sani, who I missed earlier, and Saul, TC. We're going to miss him a lot. He's been the heart and soul of this program for as long as he's been here and things, even when he wasn't the senior. And now he's an old man walking out. And we're excited to see where he goes next. And we just know there's a lot left in him in terms of football. And some college programs are going to thank their lucky stars they took a chance on him and things. So this last 4-year bar is for Isaiah Spooky Tanaloa. There's a couple of people here who didn't get their, I don't know why they didn't print them, but like, we didn't forget about you and things, but I still want you to come get your letter, and then I will get them to print your certificate. Apparently there's a lot of kids on this list, and some of them just got missed over and things. But this guy's only he goes by one name. He's just like Rihanna and stuff, like just one name only, and everybody knows who we're talking about and things. He's someone that is just has no idea like how good he's going to be, and he's one of the reasons why we're going to be a better team next year than we were this year. He's got a big offseason in front of him. He's going to be leading the charge on a sophomore class that's already loaded and things, and he'll be a part of those groups and things. So first year out, just went out there, and whenever we put him in, just wreck shop in the middle of the defense and things. And so didn't always know what he was doing. There was a couple times where he's just standing there like he's in the back so fast, and he doesn't know what to do, and the running back runs right by him and things. But the raw skills are there, the natural size is there. We're looking forward to just watching him grow into a monster on the football field. So this is for Caleb, the first letter here. This one here, this last, this goes to, is he here? He's here. Okay. He's here. This goes to our little big guy. He's the guy that's played since he was a freshman. He's his third year. This is his like bar year. But he's a great football player. We all know he's a great football player. The last person to really kind of accept that is going to be him. And as soon as he does, man, it's going to be wild watching him turn loose next year. I think he's made a lot of plays already over the course of over his first 3 years. Is probably the most picture-perfect tackler that I've ever seen in high school, and he's probably going to be the teaching tape, no doubt, next year and stuff. We'll record him, and he'll be the example for how you should tackle him. So he's also a running back. He got a little navigational problems sometimes. You know, the holes don't always like suit him, so he runs the other way and things. But he's a great kid. We're lucky to have him on our team, and he's going to be a big deal next year for why we win and things. So this is third year for third letter for Jaron Fernando. This final young man is someone who basically was asked to carry the load this year, and we did our very best to just kind of make sure that he was able to hold up. And honestly, in hindsight, we probably didn't have to. But he had a great year. He had a first team all-league offensive year. He had a first team all-league defensive year. He was the offensive player of the year as voted by the coaches in our league. He led the league in rushing, led the league in scoring. He is put forth the fourth highest rushing total in the last 10 years for our league. He's second highest scoring total in the past 10 years in our league, and honestly hasn't even scratched the surface of what he can be and things, both as a linebacker and as a running back and things. So this is his third letter, his pin year and stuff, and so this is just a great job this year. Also our MVP, team MVP, as voted by the coaches. And this one is for Nehemiah Washington. All right, so as I was handing these things out, Ryan reminded me that apparently there's a line on there that says coach. No, but I'm supposed to sign those, I guess. So at some point tomorrow, I'm not doing it tonight, don't come over here. At some point tomorrow, I'll bring those by and I will sign them so that you can get them home and do what you need to do with the family and stuff. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming through and celebrating these young men. And then to the boys and to the team, man, you guys had a hell of a year, man. You earned every piece of that and things. But we came up one game short of what we wanted to do and things, or at least of what was in front of us, something that had never been done. That Woodinville game is still tough to watch. I think I've seen it like 6 or 7 times, and it's tough to watch every time. And then some of the guys haven't watched it yet, right? But we learned a lot of good things in that game, both about our team and about us as a coaching staff and how to be better. Next year, the goal is simple, right? The goal is that we make this 16-team tournament, or the season is for nothing. Right now, Again, a lot of people know how many seniors we graduated, and we have a lot of great seniors. But I'm absolutely resolute in the fact that we're going to be a better team next year than we were this year. And we're going to be a better team because a lot of these kids have gotten a taste of what it is. A lot of them were thrown into positions that they weren't expected to be, and they stood up and showed that they could handle it and things. So as we go forward, our off season starts January 2nd. And things. You have the first to spend with your family. Obviously, you want to do that. That's always important. But on January 2nd at 10 o'clock, we'll be in the weight room and things. On January 8th, we'll be in the weight room at 4:45 in the morning and things. So we start workouts at 5 o'clock. It just is what it is and things. Now, I will tell you this, right? Ask any of these kids that worked out over the last 6 months or since January of last year about morning workouts, and I will stand on this to the day I die because it was true for my college team, it was true for my high school team, in the sense that like going through something like that and putting in that commitment and that time together is what forges a team together and stuff. And when push came to shove this year, the 18 kids that showed up for 6 months straight at 5 in the morning held the team together and found a way to win and things. So, is it early? Yeah, it's early and things. But it also means that when school is over, you just go home and do whatever you want to do and things, right? The other thing I want to remind everybody as we go forward is that even though the season's over, like what's expected of you does not end. And we expect you to go into classes and handle business. We expect you to be good students and to be good citizens in this building and things. Now is not the time because the season's over to think that I can go do whatever I want to do and start to bring attention in bad ways to myself or to my family or to the program and stuff. Like, it is a year-round thing. We are on top of you. We want to make sure you succeed. And like I talked to some of you today, some of you have the final steps of really building yourself outside of the football field or off the football field and things. So, if you got your boys out here acting up and, out of pocket and this, that, and the other, and you think that you want to go with them, I'm telling you now, it's not worth it. And things. It's not going to be worth it when the teacher emails me and I have to come look for you and things, right? Because at the end of the day, as long as you're part of this program, we expect you to uphold the things that we value in this program, right? Uphold hard work, uphold integrity, and just go out there and look after people, right? Service-oriented program. We don't do this because we get anything out of it necessarily. We do it because we're trying to make sure that you have all the opportunities you can and things. And so sometimes that means you have to make tough decisions and things. So again, great year. This banquet officially closes the book on this year and things. We can talk about it. We can look back on it every once in a while. But at this point, my attention goes all to next year and stuff. Yours should be too. All right. Hell of a job this year. Let's turn the page and go make sure that we do better next year. All right. With that, I want to make sure, boys, let's get this place cleaned up and things. Make sure that you got everything together. Thank you.